Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Maj Toure Show. I am your host, Maj Toure. We are having a discussion tonight about Everytown being exposed. It is Friday. What's today's date? The 5th? September the 5th, 2025. Thank you for everybody for tapping in. When you come in, y'all guys know the routine. Hit the like button. Tell me where you're from. If you're watching on YouTube, actually comment. Tell me where you're from, what city you're from. If you're watching this on X, please make sure that you repost the show. Spread this all over the place. Tonight is going to be a serious value add to make sure that you guys have talking points and know what to say. We're going to distill it for you, how you can expose how Everytown for gun safety is not only jumping the bandwagon of Black Guns Matter and doing that type of work, but also attempting to derail a lot of that pro-gun work. If you're watching the show, you're more than likely a pro-gun, pro-freedom, pro-Second Amendment person. So if you're coming into the stage, hit the button, hit the like, let me know where you guys are coming from. Also, guys, Everytown is a multi-billion, they're backed by Bloomberg. Mayor, former mayor, billionaire, ran for president, billionaire Michael Bloomberg. That's who they're backed by. And so when I say, let's support the work, let's fundraise, all of these different things, I'm not saying this because it's something that I just want to say because I heard it again today. Every so often I'll hear the grift. Okay, I'll hear a few things. I'll say somebody will use, this has happened recently, somebody will use my old false accusations. New people will use it against me. I've heard the grift. I've heard every single thing. But what no one can say is Maj was not traveling around the country for the last 8 years trying to inform the demographics that have been impacted the most by the most unconstitutional shit in the universe, which is the denial of a human's Second Amendment rights, their right to keep and bear arms. So when I say, what's up, Naturally Armed? When I say, hey, we are in a situation where they're regrouping and they're getting better and they're better funded than us. I want you guys to understand that they are better funded than us. There's not an accident that they're going into this demographic. So, but it's a Friday night. It's a Friday night. A lot of y'all just got paid. If you notice, it's not as many people in the room. Do you know why it's not as many people in the room? What's up, Easy Tactical? How are you? Guys, also, come in, hit the like button, share the show. If you're watching on X, we got a few people watching on X right now. If you're watching on X, hit the repost button. My job is to make sure that I give you guys value so you can defend the Second Amendment, defend liberty, defend your freedoms, and do it in a space where we expand the Second Amendment community, expand freedom into the demographics that some leftists, I'm going to say some leftists, not all, some progressive policies are designed to make sure that this demographic does not fucking have that means. And it just continues to be a small amount of people doing this fucking shootings and murders and killings and shootings and robbings. And then they make that look like that's what it's indicative of all of the people in that community. And it's not. My job is to give you guys talking points, viewpoints, and things of the nature. And in exchange for that, you guys share the content. You help other people out with the classes. You help fund what we got going on. Because as I said, the Everytown people are funded by Michael Bloomberg. Billionaire status. They got a budget. We don't. We're rumbling to try to get our last 520 donors at the $100 level. So when you get some value, pitch into the show. Anyway, guys, we're going to play a video right quick. This video here is the director of training and a gun expert. So he says, this is at least what his title says, for Everytown for gun safety. Again, Everytown is an anti-gun organization. They are responsible, it's like the Giffords and all that other stuff. They are in opposition to 30-round magazines. They are in opposition to so-called weapons of war, AR-15s. And I'm using their language. D from Dwayne from Atlanta. What's up, Dwayne? Again, Easy Tacticals from H-Town. Again, guys, if you're coming into the show, hit the button. I want to hear you guys engage. I'm going to play this in a second. And I want to hear you guys put it in the comment section. I want to hear from you. This is social networking. We are here to create and strengthen our networks. That's what we're here to do. I'm not here to entertain bullshit. I'm not here to entertain anti-gunners. I'm not here to entertain people that aren't adding on to what we're doing. It's what we here for. Naturally Armed with the first super chat, $10. Thank you, Naturally Armed. Guys, if you want to do it in the super chat or you want to do it at givesendgo.com/solutionary, whichever way you decide to do it, support the work. If we get a few 700 people, if we get that, cool. Imagine if 700 people tap in and give $10, $100, or whatever. If 500 people this weekend, that's our goal, to get 500 people to donate at the $100 level. We need 520. So I'm gonna be talking y'all ears off this whole weekend about fundraising and about sales and about giving you guys value to strengthen your fight, because you guys are going out there fighting. You guys are engaging these people. And in the process of doing that, you need to have the right talking points. You need to have vetted and thorough and objective and pressure tested talking points. And that's the value add for tonight. So anyway, again, thanks again to Naturally Armed for that. givesendgo.com/solutionary. We're going to play this real quick. This is Greg Lickenbrock, the director of training and a gun expert for Everytown for gun safety. I highly doubt that he's a gun expert. Even that phrasing is wrong. The phrasing is wrong. Nobody calls themselves a gun expert in that sense. But nonetheless, let's play this, and I want you guys to give me your perspective. What's up, Rob? Let's play it.
Everytown wants to help people be safer and more responsible with their firearms. That's our sole goal. We see a lot of gun violence today. We see a lot of irresponsible gun ownership today. And we're just hoping to reach generally first-time gun owners, but even experienced gun owners, to just teach them how to be safer. A lot of firearm training courses spread some of those myths that we don't think are very helpful. And at the end of the day, they're trying to either sell memberships, self-defense insurance, or firearms. And we're not about that.
We'll play this a few times.
Everytown started working with veterans because we understood that veterans know how to use firearms, they're trained to use firearms, and they also understand the responsibility and accountability that comes with firearms. With Train Smart, Everytown is trying to create safer, more responsible gun owners.
1,000% cap, Solutionaries. Decent with the $20 super chat. Let's get 10 other folks to match up with that. Decent, thank you, brother, for that super chat. I want to be very clear. All of these donations are going towards our work. I heard somebody say that I have a fake charity that the money goes to me. And it pissed me off a little bit. I'm going to shake that energy. But again, we can't change what I've actually done. We can't change the years of traveling, the years of doing classes, the years of all of this, the years of renting the Solutionary Center. We can't change that. And I'm saying this because I'm a little bit perturbed tonight. I'm a little bit perturbed because some things are so obvious. They're so obvious, and I get a little bit upset. So, for example, it's only 58 people in the chat. Friday nights, there's a reason why there's not as many people. A few nights ago, we had 600-700 people in the chat. And I'm going to run the chat just like it's 7,000, 7 million people in here. I'm going to try to serve everybody as thoroughly as possible. But I get a little bit upset because we hear people arguing about this shit, fighting about dumb shit. And we have literally a billionaire financing an anti-gun agenda, and they're getting smart as we're arguing. I got a few more videos about this, but I wanted to give you guys some talking points as it relates to what we can do here. So I'm a little bit upset, but as I'm upset, I want you guys to understand that we got to turn this into some good energy. I'm upset because I know what we can do. I know what we already did with BGM. And I'm going to play this video again for the new folks that's coming in. If you're just coming in, hit the like button. If you're watching this on X, I want everybody to hit the quote repost button. And this is what I'm talking about. The fact that I say this every single show, now, don't get me wrong. Everybody taps in and be like, yo, I'm from Atlanta. Yo, I'm from here, from Jersey. And I appreciate that. But I want, if you're watching on X more specifically, just do a quote post. We cannot complain about the system, especially all of the bullshit that I got that y'all have no idea that's going on in my life. I just didn't say anything about it, okay? I've been fighting to get to this last goal. And I see Friday people taper off because everybody's playing. And this is what happens. We are not through the woods. We got to stay disciplined and diligent. I want to hurry up and get this fundraising component so I can get back to doing the work. I want to be in 2 different cities every single week like we used to. Okay? I want to train more people. We got to get more people online. We got to do this. And I'm passionate on Fridays specifically because I know I got to give y'all all of this good energy and good value because y'all going to be we're not going to see each other for the weekend, right? But on Fridays, the reason why the show taps out is because everybody's outside playing. And my following is more conservative and libertarian, okay? So since that's my following, right? I see us out playing and I go, damn, we haven't overturned the NFA, the National Firearms Act. We haven't overturned the Gun Control Act of 1968. We failed to even get suppressors off of the NFA item list with a Republican-led House, Senate, and executive branch. So when I see this, I get more passionate because then I look at these guys. They are adapting. They're adapting. They are literally turning around and going, okay, they are Black Guns Matter, and we've shifted the narrative as it relates to gun safety and gun ownership in urban America. We did. Nobody can deny that. And in the process of that, these petty squabbles, dumb shit, goofy conversations, and people playing around when we got a House, Senate, and executive branch that could definitely get rid of some of these NFA items. Well, we haven't. We don't have constitutional carry across the country. So when I'm saying that, and then I look at our opposition and they getting smart, we've been busting their ass for 8 years. So they go, we're going to do this. We're going to start teaching classes. There used to be a running joke about Everytown for gun safety. And it was for a very long time. And we're going to play it in the next clip. The running joke was, y'all are called Everytown for gun safety, but don't even teach people about safe gun ownership. This was for years. That was like a running joke in the pro-gun community. We would make fun of it. They said, okay, cool. You think they're not going to gear up for, we got midterm elections coming. Understand that some of them Republican seats are going to be gone. Understand that. We've made fun of certain people because we didn't like them, right? Thomas Massey's spot for Kentucky is going to be safe. We've made fun of certain limited government Republicans because we are not looking at the Constitution as is. We playing party politics more than constitutional limited government politics. And now we look crazy. And then under the radar, Everytown, the anti-gun organization says, we're going to do firearms training. Why are they doing this? And we're going to get into that. I want to tell y'all the plan, but I also want to leave y'all with some value. For the folks that just came in that didn't see this video, it's 60 seconds long. I'm going to play it again. I'm going to stop a little bit in between. If you guys got questions and statements, make those questions and statements right in the chat so I can address it. All right, let's play this again. This is again from Everytown, the anti-gun organization. They are now doing online instruction. And this online instruction,
Everytown.
It's priced between $20 and $100. They're charging $25 for the eye goggles, the little cheap eye goggles that you get for like $2, $3. If they're already well funded, and then they're going to put an inexpensive online course and target urban America. That's where we've been doing for some time. They're about to damn near make another 10, 20, 30 million dollars, and they're going to take that money and put it behind legislation and lobbying to get legislation while the libertarian, independents, conservatives, Republicans, we sitting on our hands. I'm going to play this again. Tell me what y'all think. I'm going to go over it again for the folks that may have missed it. If you're just coming in, hit the like button. Y'all know the routine. Tell me where you're from, what city you're watching from. Let's get to it.
Town wants to help people be safer and more responsible with their firearms. That's our sole goal.
No, it's not.
We see a lot of gun violence today. We see a lot of irresponsible gun ownership today.
Let me go back. He said, that's our sole goal. Our sole goal is to teach safety and responsible. That's not Everytown's sole goal. They are an anti-gun lobbying group. They are in opposition to the Second Amendment. They will lie, be shapeshifters, and pretend like that's what, you know what I mean? They're liars. They're pretending. They're getting better at their ploy. Let me tell y'all a quick story before we move forward. Years ago, when I first started BGM, most of our classes were in Philadelphia. There's an anti-gun organization called Ceasefire Pennsylvania. I think they may be national, but they had a Ceasefire Philadelphia and a Ceasefire Pennsylvania. I was walking down the street. This might have been a year into BGM. We was doing all these classes, letting everybody know what we doing, whoop-de-whoop, right? And in the process of that, I walked down the street and this black dude was like, yo, what's up, Maj? And I'm like, yo, what's up, man? How are you? And he was like, I work for Ceasefire PA, Ceasefire Philly. And I said, oh, okay, cool. He said, they hired me to come get you. What did he mean by that? They needed a black face that spoke the language because we were making so many great inroads, getting a lot of people signed up for their licenses to carry in Philadelphia. They had to hire somebody that didn't look like the traditional white liberal. Okay, the lady that runs, I don't know if she still does, that runs Ceasefire PA, I forget what her name was, but she looked like a white liberal woman, right? And they knew that they couldn't win that argument with me. I was more relatable in the urban demographic. And he told me, and he was always respectful, and I've seen him around, and we've disagreed respectfully on things, but they hired this person he literally told me, they hired him to come after me. Okay? This was not long after I beat the hell out of the executive vice president for gun violence prevention of America on the Vice. If you guys ever watched that online, it's YouTube. It's a debate. I absolutely murdered her. Okay? Metaphorically. Right? And then not long after that, they hired him. This is the same thing. They watched what we did. They said, because it works. We went into urban demographics because that area is neglected as it relates to the Second Amendment. And yes, there is irresponsible gun ownership in different parts of America. But when you have an area that has been left out of the Second Amendment conversation of firearms and training, that area doesn't train, which means there are less safe and responsible gun owners there. So Everytown says, we're going to target this demographic. And I know some of y'all going to say, Maj, they ain't targeting that demographic. You just saying that. Yada, yada, yada. You're going to say whatever. Yeah. I hear you, but I'm going to show you. We went there and got our work in the Bruin decision. We went there, and I got on the cover of magazines and started beating up the anti-gun agenda because we knew it would work, and it did work. We got our work cited in the Bruin decision because of this hard work. This hard work that people are trying to say, as I'm fundraising and getting really, really close, we this close to the goal. We only need 520 more $100 donors. They making fun of it, but I've given my life to this for the last 8 years. We this close. Saying all of this to say, did Everytown argue against what we was doing? No. Did Everytown make fun of me? No. Did Everytown call me a grifter? Did they bring up my past false accusations? Did they bring up my criminal? Oh, he's a thug. No, they didn't. They got quiet. They worked. And they started saying, we're going to go tackle his market. And that's what this is. That's what this is. We've made so many new firearms instructors. I get an email damn near every day, somebody telling me, man, I'm an instructor because of you. I deal with my community because of you. White, black, everything in between. Don Core, the Don Firearms in Boston, is an excellent firearms instructor in Boston. 7 or 8 years ago, he came to our very first Black Guns Matter class in Boston. It was snowing. It's like 400 people showed up. They're not stupid. They are devious and cunning. And we are playing 82 people. The YouTube page alone has 34,000 subscribers. Okay? I say, yo, turn the post notifications on so you guys can know. I say, yo, there's 80-something of y'all watching. If you watching this on X, repost it. How many people have reposted it today? None. This is why I get so upset. Not because I like it's not my personal ego on the line. I get upset because this fight is serious and our opposition is real and they will adapt. Come on, man. Winston Spear with the repost. Thank you, Winston. Appreciate you. I can see when people on X repost this. I can see it. Every single person that's watching on X should just repost it. We can't talk about the system and how bad Kamala would have been and how bad the Democrats are if we aren't highlighting. I'm giving y'all what their playbook is, and then after I give you their playbook, I give you a playbook and value on how you can combat it with getting new people, new, freshly pumped, oxygenated blood into this fight. Let's play a little bit more. But back a bit, he said, our primary objective, in so many words, is just to educate people. No, it's not. I'm going to pause in between as he's going. I'm going to start it over.
Everytown wants to help people be safer and more responsible with their firearms. That's our sole goal.
No, it's not. This is not a new gun safety training.
We see a lot of gun violence today. We see a lot of irresponsible gun ownership today. And we're just hoping to reach generally first-time gun owners, but even experienced gun owners, to just teach them how to be safer.
So you, the anti-gun organization, are going to reach out to not only beginning gun owners, but expert gun owners. It's an oxymoron, because then he says to get them to be safe. They already expert firearms handlers. Okay? What's going on with that? That's wild. Let's play it some more.
A lot of firearm training courses spread some of those myths that we don't think are very helpful. And at the end of the day,
you don't think it's helpful, but he won't identify what the so-called myths are. It's not helpful because it's not helpful to your agenda, but you're pretending like you don't have an agenda.
They're trying to either sell memberships, self-defense insurance, or firearms.
This is them going after the NSSF, going after the NRA, and going after the United States Concealed Carry Association. Companies that support the Second Amendment, that provide a service, they say they want people to be safer, but now they're saying, oh, we don't want you to buy, we're not trying to sell you firearms insurance. Firearms insurance is, if you happen to have a defensive gun shooting, that insurance will support you, help you with a lawyer, because you may not have $1 million around to just pay for a lawyer, right? That's what this Second Amendment and firearms insurance is. So on one hand, they say people should be prepared and da-da-da-da, but now they're trying to take shots at the USCCA, the NRA, Firearms Policy Coalition, XYZ. They won't mention us because they're trying to steal our concept or get into our demographic and our market. But they'll take the shots at this organization, these other bigger organizations. Also organizations that have way more money than we do. Way more money than we do. They are deceptive as hell. They are deceptive as hell. You got to pay attention to what they're saying. You got to pay attention to what they're saying. Oh, we don't try to sell firearms or sell firearms insurance, but we want you to be safe. So how can you train somebody to be safe on firearms and then say, oh, well, we don't have an agenda. We don't want people, making fun of people selling firearms. And they're trying to also infer that the NRA or these other organizations are, puppets, pawns of the gun industry. They are doing the exact same thing for the other end of the spectrum that they're alluding or saying that the pro-gun organizations are doing. Let's play some more.
And we're not about that.
It's not a first of its kind program by military veterans. Let me go back a bit. It says, Train Smart is the first of its kind program created by military veterans with decades of expertise. There are a lot of veterans that are pro-gun but are not pro-Second Amendment. They think that you should only need a shotgun. You don't need 30-round mags. You don't need an AR, da-da-da-da, blah, 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 blah. There's a ton of vets like that, boomers. They're older. So this is their attempt to try to package it as if, oh, this is a special type of person that you need to learn from. And if that hand-picked veteran starts to repeat their talking points, then they get to say, see, this guy's a gun owner, and he doesn't think that you need a 30-round mag. The Second Amendment is just for hunting. They'll say that. This is a part of the play. Pay attention, y'all. The game is rigged. Let's play it a little bit more.
Everytown started working with veterans because we understood that veterans know how to use firearms, they're trained to use firearms, and they also understand the responsibility and accountability that comes with firearms.
Every single safe and responsible firearms owner at the range, RSOs that are not military, that are not law enforcement, if they are a safe and responsible gun owner, they know what this veteran knows. Stop it. And I bet you a lot of the veterans that they hire, I bet dollars to donuts, that they didn't go past just basic quals. They trying to make it seem like the veterans know everything because they was in the military. You could be in the military and you was just keeping the Wi-Fi on for somebody. And that's not a diss, it's the Army. There's a role for everybody in the Army, no doubt. But if you don't know, most people don't even know what qualifications are. They think law enforcement officers must really know what they're doing with guns, not knowing that depending on the department, the city, the state, and their regs, regulations, right? They will qualify maybe once a year. Meaning, they put a piece of paper on the target, they zoom it down a little bit, they put a certain rounds on target, and that's it. No running gun, no shooting under stressful situations. Dr. AG, thank you for that repost. No running gun, no shooting under stressful situations. None of those things. But if you're a beginner, that's why they're targeting beginners. We target beginners because we want to put them on the path correctly from the Second Amendment perspective as it relates to civics, from the freedom perspective as it relates to American history, from the personal protection level as it relates to defense. They're doing it because they know that person, if they don't know these things, and they go, well, yeah, the guy that trained me, he was a veteran, and he said I don't need I should get, restrictions are just common sense. That is their goal. That is their goal.
Train Smart, Everytown is trying to create safer, more responsible gun owners.
Thank you, Winston. Listen, y'all, this shit is all cat. Now, here's the next part. I'm going to show y'all this one. This is another promo video for me. Guys, if you're in the chat, 148 going on 150 of y'all in the chat. I want everybody to do a few things. You're going to get value. I'm giving you guys their playbook. In a couple of minutes after we watch this next 1-minute video, we'll do some reactions. I'm going to give you guys what you can do in urban demographics to help, to expose this while strengthening the Second Amendment to people so we don't leave, especially the urban demographic. We don't leave those people just to these people. Okay? Very important. If you are going to see some value in that, and it is value, I'm going to give you some books. I'm going to give you the talking points. You guys can ask questions. I'll give you my brain. But this happens because they are well funded. They are well funded. And we are at the tail end of our fundraising agenda. We need your help. I'm going to ask everybody tonight to donate towards our work. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. Over this weekend, we're going to try to get the remaining 500. We have 56 days left. We're going to try to get it all done in a weekend. I'm going to be putting pressure and sounding aggressive and all of that this weekend. Get as much as we can done this weekend. Everybody want to play on the weekend. Everybody want to go drink. Everybody not hitting the gym. Everybody not thinking. This is why our nation is in a fucked up space that it's in. And I'm in a trick bag that I will tell y'all about once I get through it. I have to be quiet about it on legal counsel, right? But I'm telling y'all, I'm still going to be busting my ass working for y'all. We can get this done. But we got to all stick to the script, to the protocol. We all got to go, yo, I'm gonna donate. Yo, I'm going to repost. Yo, I'm going to turn on the post notifications. I don't care if every single night of the show, y'all just turn it on, turn my post notifications on, put it on in the background, just listen. You ain't got to see my ugly mug. Share the space all over the place. It costs you nothing. These anti-gunners are rabid and smart and well-funded. I'm telling y'all, I be in them rooms and I see, I watch, I look. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. It's right under me. If you're watching this on any platform, that word right here, givesendgo.com/solutionary, is that donate. If you're watching this on X, it's my pinned post. We need 520 donors. We're trying to buy our building, and we're trying to keep these classes going. That's what the remainder of this money's going for. I hear people talking that shit. Oh, he just da-da-da-da. We already gave the money away. It's not sitting in my fucking account. Okay? We need everybody on board. Don't complain about what the Democrats do if we're not supporting liberty, freedom for all. We are a grassroots organization that has been doing this work, and the proof of it is look at how they pivoted. Let's play this next video real quick. Winston says he's 100% correct. The anti-gun lobby has a deep bag when it comes to money. They do. Every town is bankrolled by a billionaire. Okay? Let's play this video real quick. Now, this one's a little bit even more deceptive. Let's play it. This is Angela Farrell Zabala. She's the executive director of Moms Demand Action. You see how they pivoted? They got a black woman so they can get into urban demographics. Their PR team is smart. They got a black woman that can go into urban demographics, and she got locks and all that other stuff. She was not the executive director of Moms Demand Action some time ago. She wasn't. They pivoted. They got smart. They know that our side is going to be arguing with me about stupid shit instead of actually helping and expanding the Second Amendment. They're going to adapt. She is an example of that adaptation. Let's see what she said.
My name is Angela Farrell Zabala, and I'm the executive director of Moms Demand Action.
Train Smart is the new gold standard.
Army combat veteran, Train Smart advisor. Oh, he was in the military, so he has to know what he's talking about. What branch of the, looks like he was in the Air Force. To me, maybe I'm wrong, but whatever.
Train Smart is the new gold standard for gun safety training in America. Why is it
the new gold standard? Listen to how they're trying to package it. They are using PR words. This is the new gold standard for training in America. They're trying to get people to buy into this argument that they are the standard, not those crazy NRA people, not those United States concealed carry people. Not those people that think you need 30 rounds. We are the new gold standard. This is an anti-gun organization saying this.
Important that Everytown for gun safety is creating a program like this now.
Now is the time because there are...
This edit makes it look like they're not even in the same room, in my opinion. I could be wrong. But this is how, and I'm only, it's not that it changes everything, but it just shares with you all the cat. Y'all ain't even in the same room, I don't think. Okay? Winston says, I'm just asking, who deemed them to be the gold standard? Exactly. Good question. What's up, Bookworm? Good question. See how they do? Let's play it a little bit. I'm going to run it back. Before I run it back, guys, givesendgo.com/solutionary. If you're watching on YouTube, let's get the fucking likes up. Like. If you already like 10 more times. Support the work. After we watch this brief video, I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to give you guys an action item list and what you can do to combat this. This is deceptive and this is good. If I was a villain, I respect our opposition. I go, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. Okay? Play it back a little bit.
It's the new gold standard for gun safety training in America. Why is it important that Everytown for gun safety is creating a program like this now?
Now is the time because there are a lot of guns in this country. And what I'm really concerned about and what I want to see is that we have gun owners that are responsible.
We already have gun owners that are responsible. I know y'all are going to be like, what is she talking about? What are they talking about? You're not their target market. You know too much. You know the 4 rules of basic firearm safety. They talking about military and they the gold standard as if the 4 rules of firearm safety didn't come from a vet, Jeff Cooper. So they trying to act like they got the vets and they're the gold standard for safety. Not, you understand? You might hear that and go, what the fuck are you talking about? You're not their demographic. They're trying to make you obsolete. They will fucking win if we don't stay in urban demographics. I'm telling you because this is how we got in the Supreme Court Bruin decision. We went there when all of these anti-gun people, pro-gun people were saying, don't go there. The people received us well. But if we're not there informing them, reaching them, which costs resources, these people got resources. And this is very smart. They are smart. Do not dismiss these people as loony, crazy, weirdo kooks. They are smart. This pivot shows you their strategy. Let's play it again. Now, oh, wait, before I say play again, look at how they playing. They got a black woman. They got a black man shooting. They got a white dude. They're showing unity. This is what the Second Amendment community actually looks like. And we're supposed to consistently show that in these demographics.
We have gun owners that are not only just thinking about themselves as gun owners, but how this does impact their community. So I want to make sure that we are doing this in a way that's going to keep communities and families actually safe. There's no such thing as we are anti-gun. It's we're anti-irresponsible gun ownership.
That is a key statement. She just packaged what happened as we're not anti-gun. We just want you to be safe and responsible, as if someone that goes, yes, you are anti-gun. So they're trying to get rid of that label. And then they're going to package anyone that doesn't come through their gold standard as you're not responsible. You understand? This is smart. I am telling you, you will lose if we are not boots on the ground grassroots. I don't see, in my mind, right, that I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Let me go on this little tangent for a little bit. Guys, if you're watching, hit the like button, givesingo.com/solutionary. Shouts to our two chats, Naturally Armed with the super chat, and D with the $9, $10 for Naturally Armed, $20 for D. Imagine if the NRA, who has not helped us, would have said, you know what, Maj, we're going to put $500,000 in an account. We're going to give you a card and you go tackle this. We're going to support you. And you just go. We had to raise this money while we did the work. Okay? This is what we had to do. And we had to tail in. Tail in. And it's like fucking pulling teeth. Meanwhile, they got an anti-gun billionaire that's like, go. This video wasn't cheap to make. They have a whole curriculum. Who got a curriculum online? Us, for $20. Black Guns Matter, Solutionary University, right? They've watched and they like, all right, cool, we're going to go after that market. He's been successful there. But imagine this. Imagine if the NRA would have got behind us with $500,000 in one swoop. We wouldn't even fucking be in this conversation. We wouldn't. We would have been, we got this done over 8 years. Imagine if we could have got a boom, $500,000, $1 million. Go. Man, we would have solved this problem in fucking a year, 2 months. Excuse me, a year, 2 years. They're tricking the general public. As much as I want to believe that everybody likes me and knows me, not as many people, I'm not as known as The Rock or Kevin Hart. So that means we got more work to do. If hoods across America alone would have known this, they would and been on the direction that we going. And they have been going that way. This is an attempt to stop it from going that way. But if they were already known and was already their mind made up, this program wouldn't have even been able to get off the floor. Because they would have looked and been like, no, there's no reach. This market is saturated with pro-gun people already. We're not doing that. They're going after an urban demographic because they know they can't go after rural and suburban in most instances. They're going after urban because even though we did a lot of work, we got pennies and a shoestring fucking budget. And we got a lot of magic done with that. That's why I keep talking about fundraising. Okay? They're the gold standard. So they go in there and go, all right, we present ourselves as the gold standard. Fuck Black Guns Matter. Fuck all of the other instructors that's doing this work. We're just going to package it like we the people. We got good cameras. We got good money. We got da-da-da-da-da. And then we get those people to vote in anti-gun legislation. It's the play. But we just want the safety. What'd she say?
It's we're anti-irresponsible gun ownership.
We're anti-irresponsible gun ownership. And since we the gold standard, if you're not us, you irresponsible. It's smart. It's smart to do. Let me read some of these comments. Winston says, the NRA left their mandate years ago. Keep speaking up, be loud and proud as a Second Amendment supporter. It's the only thing that keeps us from being cheap. Agreed. Naturally Armed sarcastically says, the gold standard. Right? They keep preaching urgency because they're desperate. As an old Marine, I will tell you all, your Second Amendment levels the field. The Second Amendment is the anchor that holds our constitutional rights firm. It makes me proud when I see young men like this speaking up. The constant chaos is what they thrive on. They want you to think they are compassionate while they destroy your rights. I'm telling y'all. He ain't Winston. You ain't never lie. I'm telling y'all. I'm yelling this at the mountaintop because I want to get back to work 100%. I can't do that while we fundraising at the same time. This weekend going to be balls to the wall, pause. Fundraising. 520 of you. There's 230 of you watching right now. 460. Imagine if 230 folks, right? Double that is 460. If almost half. If 230 folks donated $100, we would be there. It's only $100. I brought it down to a small number. Okay? We are up against billions, or at least tens of millions, and we can win. Let's play this a little bit more.
We're anti-harm to communities and violence.
The idea that anybody would even question that Everytown for gun safety doesn't offer gun safety training, like of course they're going to offer gun safety training. It's just taken a while to get here to build it up.
That's the joke that I was telling y'all that they would have run and joke a long while ago. The pro-gun movement used to make fun of the Everytown for gun safety. They would say, and see, that's the thing. Y'all want to own the libs. I don't want to just make fun of them. I want to take their arguments away. We made fun of them. I say we in the sense of the gun community. We made fun of them and said, you guys don't even teach firearm safety. Knowing that they were targeting moms in urban areas and suburban areas and rural areas, knowing that they was targeting that. And I said, hey, let's just teach the people in these areas the firearms basics. If we get that. My bad, y'all. Hold on. If we get that community involved and on point, we strengthen the Second Amendment in that community. I didn't make fun of the left. I didn't make fun of anti-gunners. We just developed tactics and a strategy to go solve this issue. We solutionaries. So the running joke from the pro-gun space used to make fun of Everytown for gun safety. Y'all talk about gun safety, but y'all don't even teach firearms basics. They said, oh, okay. And this guy just craftily said, and I don't even know if y'all saw that. If you don't know that that's the running joke about them, you don't even see that that's what happened. He said, yeah, we would hear, such and such about gun safety. It's just, of course we're going to teach that. It just took a while to get here. And no, you saw the work that we did in urban demographics with BGM and said, we got to go in there. Let's do what they doing. It's smart. If we do not do more over this next year and a half, we're going to fucking lose. The Republicans have not been what they supposed to have been. Pro-gun people, I know, some of them seats, they're gone in the House and Senate. Come midterms. A few months into, getting into midterms, they start introducing this, they start sliding it into urban demographics, they start teaching these online classes. They can infect those demographics in the minds of the people by putting it online for a cheap price, $20, $20 to $100, right? They do that. They get new seats because some of them seats is gone, man. That's what it is. Then they push and have those same, let's say they reach 2.5 million people scattered around blue cities all around America, voting blocks. And they got this new seats. When the Democrats get in office, they not going to hesitate to promote anti-gun legislation. The Republicans have been slow and ineffective at adding or repealing anti-gun legislation and adding pro-gun legislation. Everybody in a lot of Republicans are yelling at Thomas Massie. Thomas Massie just re-presented end gun-free zones legislation. But they arguing with him about fucking, what's it called? The Epstein thing. After they just for years was like, this Epstein list is the worst thing ever. Let's talk about it. Let's identify it. We can fucking lose. America could not be America the way that we know it if we don't get everybody and create new minds that are in alignment with the civics. Let's play a little bit more.
Everytown for gun safety and moms demanding action. And so this means so much for us to be able to play a part in ensuring that folks are getting correct information and getting everything they need when it comes to being responsible gun owners in this country.
Yo, sometimes I don't like, back in the day, what's his name? They asked Bruce Lee, who would he not want to fight? And he said Muhammad Ali. He said, why wouldn't you, he said, I would struggle with Muhammad Ali because he's always fluid. He moves around. The great Bruce Lee said he would have trouble fighting Muhammad Ali. And obviously there's a height difference, there's a reach difference, there's a weight difference, no doubt. So there's an advantage. But he's big and he can move around like a lightweight. Bruce Lee said, I wouldn't want to fight that dude. There's too many variables. Strong, fast, confident, knows his stuff, trains hard, and is out of my weight class. I'm saying that to say, an enemy like this that knows how to fucking shapeshift, that knows how to adapt to because we was busting their ass by ignoring them and just informing the people. I didn't in a million years think that Everytown for gun safety was going to hire a black president of fucking Everytown, because she was not there the whole time. Get a black person with locks, teach firearms basics, hire veterans, and start targeting urban traffics. I fucking in a million years think they was going to do that. When Bruce Lee said, I wouldn't want to fight that motherfucker, they adapted, they got smarter, they're going in the demographic, and they're fucking well-funded. This is a fight that I think we could win, but it's going to be a fight because they are getting smarter. They like fucking AI. They're learning. They're Skynet. They are Skynet. I'm telling y'all, this scares me. There's nothing wrong with being scared. It just means you better fucking prepare. I'm telling y'all, this is a Goliath. And they just got ChatGPT. Goliath with Bluetooth and ChatGPT and a fucking full auto. That's what this is. Can we win? Yes. We need help. I'm telling y'all. I want y'all to tell me in whatever, anybody in the group, in the chat, right? Tell me a Second Amendment organization is doing the work that we're doing in an urban demographic like clearly this organization is targeting. Do you know why it's important to do it in urban demographics? Because cities like Chicago, damn near influence because of their big population. They damn near influence the policy for the rest of the state. So, for example, in Philadelphia, where I live, right? Philly has 1.6 million people in it. It's the largest city, population-wise, in the state of Pennsylvania. It's the only what's known as the city of the first class. Any city that has over 1 million inhabitants, they call it a city of the first class, okay? They try to establish and dominate legislation for Harrisburg, which is our capital. Same thing happens in Chicago. Same thing happens in LA. Same thing happens in Detroit. Same thing happens in any leftist city in the middle of a red state. So they concentrate on that demographic. But it was easier for me to beat them because they was just talking an anti-gun message and they were not relatable to that urban demographic. They were not. This lady looks more relatable. PR matters. I'm telling you, we need help. We will lose to them if we don't double our efforts. We will lose to them. And the question was, somebody in the chat, tell me another Second Amendment organization that's galvanizing in grassroots, boots on the ground, and urban demographics. When that mass shooter shot up that grocery store in Buffalo, we was there the next day. When Philando Castile was shot in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the Twin Cities, we was there the next week, a couple days later. when George Floyd and the riots was happening, we were there doing a firearms class. It's a video on the Give, Send, Go page. We were there doing a firearms class 2 days after George Floyd was killed to ease tensions, focus on conflict resolution, and get those people to put their energy in a different direction. We were there. Tell me another organization that's doing that. Tell me another grassroots organization that can legitimately be like, yeah, we're cited in the Bruin decision. That's not lawyers. I'm telling y'all, y'all better stop being reactive. Listen to what Bookworm just said. Conservatives are reactive. Everything they do is reactive. Liberals think long term. I'm trying to tell you. I am trying to tell you. I am trying to tell you because I want to work hard as hell this weekend to fundraise. I want to get all 520 of these $100 donations done. I'm asking you all, this is not my money. I want to buy this. At very best, we buy the Solutionary Center. I focus on for-profit. We got the building. Classes is free. We still got the online classes. That's the ultimate end. If we get the once we get this goal, and let's say the owner says, hey, I got to ask for more money than that, right? And we get outbid by somebody that already got, pre-approved for a way lot of money. Because we're in an area in North Philly that's being regentrified. It's like kind of going in a gentrified direction. So the real estate prices is going up. And this is me just giving y'all some backdrop. Let's say if we get outbid and we still are able to get all of that chunk of money, I'm going to bust this anti-gun agenda's ass by going hard. We're going to get this work done. I'm not going down without a fucking fight. But we need you guys' help. I don't tell y'all shit that ain't, if anything, I just be quiet if I'm struggling. I just don't say nothing. But when I tell y'all this shit scares me, not because they're right, or not because I don't know their play, or not because I don't know how to give y'all talking points or as some of the things we're going to go over as we wrap up. It's not because of that. It's not because I'm afraid of them for me or for y'all. Y'all get it. I'm telling y'all, if we don't get out of our own silos and get more people, I am afraid of how effective they will be with fucking voters in blue cities, that if we don't change their minds and go, anybody that shows up here to try to tell you anti-gun shit is not your enemy, if we don't cement that in the minds of these new people that's becoming 18, 19, 20, the COVID shit, you got to remember, some of these kids were 16, 15, 16 years old. Now they 19. Now they 19, 20, 21. Not only are they old enough to vote, 18, they old enough to make decisions with firearms. They are old enough to influence policy. I am afraid of this. I wouldn't be as afraid if it wasn't so good. It looks so non-threatening. It looks so non-assuming. It looks so common sense. It looks like I'm here to help, like the government say that shit. It looks so beautiful that it would sound very appealing to an unsuspecting person that does not know what we know. What we have to do is get to those people and make sure that they understand and know what we know. They're doing it. 300 people in the chat. I want everybody to repost. Repost, hit the like button if you're watching on X, quote, post, all that other good stuff. I want you guys to do me a huge favor. Okay? It's 314 of you in here right now. Imagine if everybody gave $100. I'm going to ask everybody to give $100. I'm going to ask everybody to give $100. Sharon just gave $100. Thank you, Sharon. A few minutes ago. Thank you, Sharon. I don't want to say your whole name. If you whatever platform you're watching this on, Sharon, support it. Okay? Listen to what Jason says. It is worrying. That lady looks like somebody my mom, aunts, sister, and cousins would listen to. And they are generally pro-gun. We got 519 more donors at the $100 level. It's 317 of you in the chat. If you agreeing with what I'm saying, support the work. Okay? Support the work. I'm telling y'all, this not, I didn't just pay Jason to say that. I'm telling you what I see. How do I know? It's because I did it. How do I know? Because when I went to the World Economic Forum, when they invited me and Giffords years ago in Chicago, and I knew they was going to try to sabotage me. It was a World Economic Forum summit. I went there as the pro-gun person. They invited me. The Chicago Times streamed it. This happened. I knew they was going to try to ambush me. Giffords came in with a bunch of young black people. One of them was actually on an anti-gun show. Jubilee did something. Anyway, they came there with the anti-gun Giffords group, right? I knew that they was going to try to attack me. I held my own, but it was in Chicago. You know who I brought with me? Rhonda Ezell. Do you know why I brought Rhonda Ezell with me? Because Rhonda Ezell beat 2 federal cases, and you can have gun ranges in the city limits of Chicago because of her fighting those 2 federal cases. She won. We gonna win. It's about freedom. I bought her because she's a grandmom, and she bought her granddaughter Marley, whom shoots. But I knew that the optics in that room couldn't resist. If they opened it up for questions, I knew they was gonna pick her. They did pick her, and she started talking that pro-gun shit, and they immediately was like, okay, right? It works. Everybody was listening to it because she was a grandma, and she had her grandbaby with her. Oh, definitely, she's going to come and speak the anti-gun agenda because it's so dangerous in Chicago. I knew that was going to be their bait. She was going to be their bait, and it worked. I'm telling y'all this shit worked because it worked, because I did it. When I go talk to I got on the stage at CPAC talking this shit, and it worked. All of America's, because, you know, some people like, yo, don't talk about Frederick Douglass at CPAC. I did it. And the mostly white crowd at CPAC was like, fuck yeah. When I go to black communities and talk that pro-gun shit, they're like, damn, hell yeah. It works because they listen to me, because they don't feel threatened by the look. I feel like them. This lady and this move feels like them. So I'm not afraid for us in the sense of we can't beat these people. I'm afraid that they have enough resources to reach people. They're online. These classes are online. I have a fear that they're going to be able to reach people faster than we can reach them. You need a budget to do that. I don't give a fuck how passionate you are. This is a war. Wars cost money. Okay? Let's ask some of these questions. KP says, I feel like this is Trojan horse type stuff. The group has been anti-gun and against the American way of life since they started. Don't believe the hype. Telling you. Q-Tips Gaming says, quick question, Maj. I've asked a lot of vets and pro-gun guys. They always gave me different answers. Where do you draw the line with what firearms civilians can own? What's your stance on it? I'll tell you where I draw the line. If the government got it, we should have it. That's how the Second Amendment, it has no asterisks. Where my line is, are you being a safe and responsible firearms owner? That's where we come into training. That's all. I don't trust it. I don't rock with the government. I'm a patriot. And veterans, they go, well, you might not need it. I was at war, so I need it. Get the fuck out of here. Not you. I'm just saying general. Okay? Guys, this is important. I give you all a lot of passion on Fridays. It's not always going to be as many people on Fridays. And the perfect example of that is yesterday's show, I think, had maybe 600 to 700 people. Is half. These are the same conservative, limited government, pro-gun folks. You know why it's half? Because they out playing. Friday, we're supposed to be preparing for Saturday. We have not overturned the NFA. We have not overturned the Gun Control Act. We have failed to get constitutional carry in America. We are attacking pro-gun, pro-Second Amendment Republicans that are advocating for repealing gun-free zones. We have not even gotten silencers off of the NFA list as we have meaning right of center, because I'm a libertarian, as we have the House, the Senate, and the executive branch. We literally had a Republican, a parliamentarian, make sure that we took the pro-gun legislation that was in the big, beautiful bill. They took it out. I am concerned. I need your help. I'm just telling y'all. The American citizen has the constitutional right to anything the government has. Telling y'all. So here's how we can beat this, guys. I want to wrap up here, and I want to tell y'all what we can do. I want y'all to leave. If you got a notepad, if you got your iPad, if you got a pen, I want you to take notes real quick. Y'all got the talking points in this conversation today. I want to give you guys some value so you guys can leave with solutions. So one, you are now knighted. If you watch the Maj Toure show, if you sign up for Solutionary University, the person that gave that $100, Sarah, I think that was, Sharon, I'm sorry. Sharon, keep an eye out. You're going to get an email from us. That's access to Solutionary University. Firearms Basics online class with a curriculum that you can share with everybody in your family. Treat it like the Netflix password. Let everybody see it. It's video modules. You take them at your own leisure. The Understanding Imminent Threat course, same thing. Civics, same thing, which brings me to the value that I want you guys to have and the tactics that we should use, okay? The people that we're talking to will listen to you. And don't believe this whole like, oh, they won't listen to me because I'm a white guy. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I've used white instructors in hoods all across America. We had white and Asian instructors. If y'all type in Maj Toure Barcroft Media, our very first class in Compton had Asian instructors, white instructors, and a black-owned range called Evans Training and Security. So this theory that they won't listen to me because I'm a white dude, that's not true. If you start talking at liberty and their rights and some of these politicians trying to tell them what they don't have the means to defend their life, they're going to listen to you. So I just wanted to get that out the way. First, I want you to understand that most Americans don't understand civics, so they don't really understand the individual rights. The smallest republic is the individual. Okay? The smallest republic is the individual. When you say, anytime the government or the police is trying to stop you from having the means to defend your life and you live in a rough neighborhood, that is not a government that I would trust. You say that to anybody in the hood, they're going to go, damn. They're going to tell me if I'm wrong in the chat. You say that to somebody from the hood, they're going to be like, damn, that's true as hell. So that's first. The explanation and giving them the understanding of individual rights and their civic understanding is based on you giving them information. How you can give them information is, I want you to share with them our civics class. We got a civics class. Once you had that regular conversation with them, yeah, man, it's rough in your neighborhood. I'm not saying I know everything that you know, but it look rough in here. I want to make sure if you need something, I got help. I could instruct you on firearms, but you definitely need to take this government and evaluate if they don't want you to have the means to defend yourself, they may not be your friend. But matter of fact, here's this website where you could look into this because our civics and liberty class goes over history and it goes over civics. You guys are sharpening your talking points to communicate with the general public that doesn't know what we know. And as we inform them, this shit from this type of organization won't work on them. There is none of my students that have taken any of our BGM classes, right? That none of this shit, once we got it in their mind, and I'll tell them in the class, you guys, once you leave this class, you're going to look at all of them politicians telling you to turn your guns in and do gun buyback programs and all that shit. You're going to look at them differently. And I've gotten emails, phone calls, damn, Maj, soon as I left the class, like the week after, I heard a politician coming through saying we need to get rid of the guns, and all I could think about was what you said in the class. You guys are knights, and you have been knighted in a solutionary lifestyle and way. Okay? You guys are knights. You have to sharpen these talking points. So one, tell them about their individual rights. You can say, hey, I don't trust a politician that'll tell me I don't have the means to defend myself. If they give you a little bit of pushback and you go, hey, man, I understand. You might trust the government a little bit more than I trust the government. And what they going to say? I don't trust the government. Good. Now we back on the same page. Then you lead them to our civics class. The website is solutionaryuniversity.org. Lean them there. You inform the general public. You show them that you care. You identify with their definite understanding that they don't want the government in their fucking life and their business. That's like asking any American, most Americans, hey, would you like the government to know more and more about you and take more and more of your fucking money via taxes? They're going to be like, fuck no. Why would I want that? Same thing. Don't let the propaganda for the left divide us. Don't let it. Or what I mean by that is not saying that you're going to do it, meaning the divisive thing. I'm saying don't let them scare you into believing that they're not going to, the community won't receive, unity and information. You send them to solutionaryuniversity.org, say, yo, man, it's a dope-ass civics class. Take that joint. And if you get into a conversation about the rights and the racist practice of gun control, I want you to lean them into a book called Negroes and the Gun by Nicholas Johnson. That gives historical examples of disarmament and showcasing how it's been minorities. All of the gun control has always started with the other, and it's been racial from the gate. First federal gun grab, the massacre at Wounded Knee. They killed indigenous people. First federal gun grab. Prior to the federal government. Fucking, what's it called? Black codes, Code Noir, slave codes. The NFA. That was because they were like, oh, these Italian gangsters, they got this, the violence is out of control. They shooting Tommy guns. We got to stop them. They made the NFA off of the racial component as related to the Italians. That's what fucking happened. It's not me making it up. 1968 Gun Control Act. Oh, those blacks, conservatives were in support of that. This is why we have to change. Our conservative argument has to be pro-constitution, pro-freedom and liberty. Oh, those black dudes carrying guns, exercising their Second Amendment right? Gun Control Act of 1968. Now, when we see conservatives talking about we need to red flag transgenders, I get it. You don't agree with transgenders, but that's an adult. He or she, whatever, could do whatever they want with their body. But because you don't like it from a Christian cultural conservative perspective, I understand it. I don't disagree with you. I'm just telling you that they're going to use that, your cultural conservatism, to get you to agree to red flagging. Now, you saying red flag the transgender because they identify as a woman. That's really a white male. You're asking for the government to red flag white males. How goofy and backwards is that? Oh, my goodness. You abandon your own argument. You said they just identifying as a woman. They're not really a woman. But because you don't like them and they shot up, they small percentages of them shoot up a school, you go, they need to be da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And you abandon your argument that that's not a woman. That's a man. Just like the left abandons their argument. They go, oh, white males are shooting up schools. Wait a minute. You just said I got to respect this person's gender pronouns. That's a woman. They then. Do not be intellectually inconsistent. They are using your ability to be intellectually inconsistent against you. You're going to be listening to these fucking Charlie Kirk saying, yeah, we need to create red flag laws for transgenders, which are white males. We're talking about the shooter last week. They're going to roll that out to somebody else. Then they're going to say mental health issues. Determined by who? So if I feel like I need 80,000 guns, are you going to say that I'm mentally disturbed and red flag me? Pay attention. Pay attention, solutionaries. Government never just uses something just for that one other group. They roll it out. Now it's a fashion faux pas to say we don't want the blacks to have the guns, like they used to say, like the government used to say. Can't say that now. Now we got to find another group. We can't say we want to red flag the blacks in Chicago because of the violence. Let's say the transgenders, and then we still get red flags, and then we expand it to everybody else. This is not new. Everytown, shifting, deceptive, well-funded, anti-gun lobby group that we have to fight. We fight them with right knowledge. We fight them with better PR. We fight them with right information, safe and responsible firearms ownership, and reaching the demographic that they're trying to take back away from us. Anyway, guys, givesendgo.com/solutionary. I think that's a cool place to stop it. Listen, guys, not everybody reposted. It's 345 of y'all. I'm going to ask you all to do two things. One, share the space all over the place. If you're watching on X, quote post it. Yo, just watch the quick show with Maj. It's cool. Check it out. Cost you nothing. Same thing on the other platforms. Copy and paste it. Share it somewhere else. That's free. Spreads the message. Your following needs to know what you now know. They need to know your tactics. They need to know the book, Negroes and the Guns by Nicholas Johnson. They need to know the talking points. They need to know what we just opened your mind up on. When you're like, oh shit, I was thinking about advocating for the red flags for the transgenders. Damn, but they would roll that out to us. And damn, that is a white male. I'm asking for a red flag on a white male if I'm a white male. That's backwards. Now you can explain that talking point to others and your following. Share this all over the place. And I'm going to ask everybody to do something amazing. There's 351 of you watching. I'm going to ask 35 of you to donate at the $100 level. That's what I'm going to ask. Everybody that donates at the $100 level, you get Solutionary University, all of those classes, curriculums. We do your meal plans because you got to be healthy. Workout routines, shooting drills, a private community of people helping each other. That's what we need. So every donor, just like Sharon just did, at the $100 level, you're going to get access. Sharon's going to get that email shortly. It's me sending y'all these emails, okay? I'm going to send you an email. You get lifetime access to that. I want 35 people to commit to $100 and get something for it. I'm not just asking just for the donation. You get all of those classes, all of those modules. We do your macros. We give you workout routines. We give you shooting drills. You network with a private group of people. You give to help others, and you get something. If you can't give at the $100 level, give what you can. I'm going to ask the rest of y'all, 35 of y'all, I'm going to ask to give 100. The remaining 315, whatever that math works out to, I'm going to ask you guys to give 20, 25, 50, 10, whatever you can give. We need your help. This shit scares me. This shit is well orchestrated. And I'm not going to pretend because of my ego like this ain't a hell of a fight. This is a hell of a fight. This is Mike Tyson in the 80s. It just don't look like it. Especially when you ain't got the budget to fight like they got the budget to fight. It's you in for a damn fight. Because I can't even yell at this. It's a woman. I can't even call her rude or this, that, and the third. Come on, man. It's a smart move. It's a very smart move. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. I want to thank you all. Please share the space all over the place. I want to thank you all for your support. I want to thank you all for tapping in. I will see you all. If you got questions, shoot me a DM. Shoot me an email, maj2ray@solutionaryuniversity.org. Shoot me a DM on X right now if you got questions, if you want the direct link, or if you just want to chop it up with me. Shoot me a DM. I got my phone right here. I want to thank you all for tapping in. Appreciate it. Naturally, Arm says she can give it the $100 level. Please, y'all, do that. That means we need 34 more people that's going to agree at the $100 level. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. Thank you all. I see y'all Monday, other than the people that's going to be chopping it up with me in the DMs right now. Same time, same channel, youtube.com/maj2ray, 8 p.m. Be safe. Enjoy your weekend. Support this weekend. Repost. Donate. Appreciate y'all.